We will go ahead and get started. Welcome to today's public hearing regarding the proposed new 19 TAC Chapter 102 Educational Programs, Subchapter MM Commissioner's Rules concerning Supplemental Special Education Services Program, Section 102.1601, Supplemental Special Education Services Instructional Materials Program for certain public school students receiving special education services. My name is Derek Hollingsworth. I'm with the Texas Education Agency. Also joining us today is my colleague, Tebby Bowman. The purpose of today's hearing is to provide public comment or testimony on the proposed new commissioner's rules. Just a couple of housekeeping items by way of instruction before we get started. The meeting is being recorded. Speakers will be called on in the order that they entered the room. Speakers must identify themselves at the beginning of their testimony and must remain topic specific in relation to the stated purpose of the meeting. Speakers will have 3 minutes. And of course, speakers are encouraged to include written testimony in addition to their oral comment. And the place to provide that written testimony is via email at spedrule@tea.texas.gov. And then I have some specific verbal instructions that I will read verbatim. Please clearly state and spell your full name. If you are representing an organization, please clearly state the name of the organization you are representing. You will have 3 minutes to speak. The timer will start after you have stated your name and, if applicable, the name of the organization you're representing. A 30-second warning will be given. At the end of the 3 minutes, you will be given a signal to stop. Once the stop signal is given, you may complete your sentence and then you must stop. TEA staff will not be responding to your comments today, nor will TEA staff ask or answer any questions. And so that are all the verbal instructions that I have. And so the first person today is Linda Litzinger. Ms. Litzinger, I understand that you were interested in just listening today. Is that still correct?
This is Linda Litzinger. When I came on, I said I'd be testifying on Thursday because I'm actually at the dentist right now.
Okay, that's fine, ma'am. I just wanted to double check and make sure. Thank you very much. All right. Next is Stephen Alleman.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Great. I do wish to testify.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, good morning. My name is Stephen Alleman. That is S-T-E-V-E-N. The last name is A-L-E-M-A-N. I'm providing public comment on the proposed rulemaking on the SSES program on behalf of Disability Rights Texas, the Protection and Advocacy Agency for People with Disabilities in Texas. We have 5 specific comments with regard to this proposed rulemaking. I'll attempt to identify the particular section of the rule that we're making comments on as I move forward with 5 remarks. First, our comment is that the rule should give greater priority to low-income families. This is in regard to proposed section 102.1601, subsection C. The TEA should amend the proposed subsection and clarify that it will place on a wait list and defer making awards to applicants for a grant under the program for who do not qualify for the National School Lunch Program. We believe that it's imperative that TEA instead prioritize applicants who do qualify for the National School Lunch Program and ensure that there is sufficient funds to make awards to those individuals first. And then if funds remain, then make awards to applicants who do not qualify for the National School Lunch Program. We use the school lunch program as a proxy for family need and believe that this program should be prioritized to low-income families, even though all students with disabilities in Texas may apply for the program. Second, we request that TEA develop a model notice for ARD committees to give information to parents. This is in regard to section 102.1601, subsection I. This subsection requires that admission review and dismissal, or ARD committees, provide information about the program to parents. We believe it's imperative to ensure uniform and consistent information is provided to parents, that TEA provide a model document to guide ARD committees in this discussion. Third, with regard to the education service centers that will be managing this project, we believe it's imperative that they have an appeal process for parents who have grievances. Undoubtedly, there will be disputes and concerns. We believe that section 102.1601D, subsection D, be corrected or amended to include an appeal process. I'll conclude my remarks with a final comment, and that is that we believe that's essential that this program protect the private information of parents and students with disabilities in Texas. In that regard, we believe, again, subsection
30 seconds, sir.
Thank you. Subsection D should be amended to require the education service center that contracts with a vendor to operate the system, require that vendor to not commercialize or monetize information provided by families to them. We believe it's essential that parents have confidence that their information is being used to provide services and not for the benefit of a third-party vendor. Thank you. This concludes my remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alamon. Appreciate that. Next up is Amy Litzinger.
Hello, this is Amy Litzinger, and I am not speaking on behalf of any organization. I'm speaking on behalf of myself. I just wanted to make sure that TEA has enough items and options that are available for students with physical disabilities, and that items used by PTs and OTs are also included, because some of these items would normally be shared among students at a school. But if you are having to do more school at home, where you need more items if you are at home, then you're not sharing it among students. So I just want to make sure that that is an option to get things like adaptive aids from catalogs like Salmon's Preston and things like that, because some of those things might be more useful at home, but not able to come home with an individual student because they were originally purchased to be shared. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Next is Holly Eaton. Miss Eaton, are you still just listening today?
Yes, I'm still listening. That's
Okay.
not testifying.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
I have one question. Amy, could you put in the chat the name of the catalog that you referenced so that I can capture it correctly? Did Amy hear me? Thank you, Amy.
All right. Next is Laura Colangelo. Mrs. Colangelo, are you interested in providing testimony today?
No, just listening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That is everyone who has signed in today. And so at this point, that concludes our public hearing. Thank you very much for your time and your attention.
Thank you.
So what I have learned is I cannot see the timestamp while the recording is going. We can shut off the recording.